Alright, hello guys, you're welcome back to this channel. In today's video, I want to walk you through how you can remove or add a director, a PSC, or a shareholder in an existing company. So let's say you've registered a new business and you maybe got new shareholders. Somebody wants to support your business but the person wants to be a part of your company, right? So how do you integrate them into the company as a shareholder? Other people, maybe you want to add them as directors. Maybe the current director is no longer available and you want to add another person as a director. How do you do that? Also, PSC stands for person with significant control, because these three are the three main roles that are available on the CAC portal, right? The director, the shareholder, and the PSC. Those are the three roles. How to add new ones and how to remove new ones. So let me quickly walk you through that. So first thing, don't forget that this process can be carried out by accredited agent portals users alone, right? So what you need to do right now is go to the portal and log into the account. So once you log into the account, now the first thing you want to do is come to post incorporation, right? And click on other entities. This business name process is only for business name registrations alone, right? So once you click on that, the next thing you want to do is now search for the exact company. So let me search for the name of my company, Paris Nova. So this is the name of my company. I started in 2025, right? So let's say I want to carry out a process. So I click on proceed the process, right? So the next thing I want to do now is that you can see all the different processes you can carry out on the account. So what I want to do right now is that I want to show you. So this video might be very long, so please just hold on with me, right? So the first thing is that let's see how you can, change a director. So let's start with director first. I'll click on change of director, right? So I'll make sure that I am detailed with this process, right? Change of director. Right. The next thing I want to do, I'll click on start change of director, right? So once I click on start change of directors, I believe you can see my screen. If you can't, let me show you. So click start of change details of director. So I click on start process. So the first thing you want to do is that you'll be seeing the details of the current director showing up. So now what you want to do first is to click on add. You can see the option add details of director. I believe you get the point I'm trying to make. So once you see the option to add, you click on the add option. That's if you want to add a new director. So I'll click on add director, click on OK. So once I click on add director, it will now allow me to impute the details of this new director. You can see that. So I can add the surname of director, the first name of director, other names of the director, date of birth of the director, gender, nationality. These are details the new director needs to supply: phone number, email address, what again, country, state, local government, city, house number, bill number, street number. Also the same thing supplied here. Once that is done, you select the means of education you want to supply and then you put the number of the ID card in. I've confirmed the person name here has consented to the act as director of the company. So you click on this to activate it and you click on add director. So once the details are required is filled, you'll be able to add that director here. You see the details pop up here to show the name of director, show the telephone number of director, show the email address of director, show the contact address and nationality and action. Now why the nationality is important is because if the nationality is a non-Nigerian, right, the minimum share capital has to increase. That's why the nationality is very important. So if it's Nigerian, you might be able to maintain your 1 million share capital and the rest, right? So and then you indicate the date of resolution. Date of resolution is when the board of directors sit down and agree that this should be carried out. That's the date of resolution. So once you do that, you'll be able to so now you'll be indicating the full name, who's authenticating this. So an already existing director should be the one authenticating this process. So you put the details there, put a description that is an already existing director, right? You put in details of that director, which is the name of director here, and then you click on save and continue. So the remaining part is just for you to be able to preview. This is for adding a new director. So what about if you want to now remove an already existing director? So you already have maybe multiple directors and you want to now remove those directors. How do you do that? So the process is very simple. Now just to maybe protect the details, the personal details of the individuals who are using here, so I want to show you some things. So let me quickly see if I can show you that. So once you screen, let me show you like this way. I think it will be better, right? So let's say I scroll down. So this is the directors in the company, right? So what I want to do right now is you can see that the reason for change is asking me reason for change. Reason for change is why do you want to remove this director, right? Why do you want to remove this set of persons or this set of individuals from this particular business? So you have to state that reason and why. So for instance, what we want to do is the removal right? What we want to do is resignation. What we want to do is tenure expiration. You can see that it's telling me that you must have at least one director. So this company is only having one director, and you must have at least one in a company. So you cannot really want to remove the person existing. So if you have multiple, that's when you'll be able to remove more than one person. I believe you understand. So once you select removal, you'll be able to indicate the date of resolution, and then you click on save and continue, and then preview the process, and you'll be good to go with the removal. So I've shown you how to remove and add a director in a company. So what about in a situation whereby you want to do for a shareholder? So let's go down to look at that of a shareholder. So all you need to do is simple as well, just like we did and selected that of the director the other time. We just scroll through and search for where the shareholder is showing. So let me look for where the shareholder is showing. Notice of change of person with single control. This one is for person with single control. Change in details of, okay. So let's do for PSC before we do for shareholder. The shareholder I own is a little bit complex. Now, before I even move forward, don't forget for that of directors, there's a different, there are documents that you require. So don't forget that board of resolution, minute of meeting when the resolution was made. That there's a document that you need to be to supply for that to prove that a resolution was actually, assessed and made available. So that thing will be uploaded to the Corporate Affairs Commission. So I'm ready to carry out the process for change of PSC. So all you need to do is click on start the process and then click on proceed. Once you click on proceed, it will show you all the current details of the company, who is the current PSC in the company. So in this case now, it is showing, you can see now it is showing the current details of the PSC, which is covered by my picture or image right now, and you can see the name of the company and all. So you can see that somewhere around there, you can also see that you can add new PSC, right? If you want to, you can add new PSC. It's also available. So in addition of a new PSC, once you click on the add PSC option, you can see that add PSC option up here, somewhere around there. You can add, once you click on the add PSC, it will bring up an option, and you fill this very detailed documents. So I will not bother you with all these details, right? So but there are basic details I need to supply. Once you are done, you click on save and continue, and then you go ahead to make payment for the process. So now the final process, which is that of shareholder. Shareholder is a bit complex, and maybe I would have made it in a separate video, but let me just give you an abridged version of everything you need to know about addition or removal of a shareholder. So the shareholder part is very complex because it has to do with what shows the ownership of the company itself. You can be a director and not be owner of the company, right, in terms of shares or dividend sharing, right? So the shareholder part is very, very complicated. So where do you get that option in this company? Now when you scroll down to the lowest part, you will see where's the option? Transmission, transfer, surrender, or new allotment. This option is where we carry out those changes of removal, and you see that it validated what I want to do, that there's actually a share in this particular company. You understand? So since it's telling me that there's a share in this particular company, then I can proceed with any process that I would like to carry out. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So what I need to do now is to continue and say start transmission, transfer, surrender of the shares of this company. So once I click on that option, it will pop up and upload the current share structure of the company. So now whatever I want to do, if I want to add new shareholders, it's a different process. So in adding new shareholder, it means that I want to add a new person. In removing shareholder, that means I want to remove the shares of that person and give to another person. In CAC, you cannot have a share in a limbo, right? A share, whatever shares existing in the company, must be owned by somebody. You understand? So it has to be a share that is held by an individual. I believe you understand what I'm trying to say. So what I want to do right now is to, so for instance, in this what I'm showing you on my screen right now is that I want to add a shareholder. I want to carry out a transmission process of shares to someone else. So but if you go back, you will see that, just a minute, I like to load up. If you check this, you would see that, so I want to carry out transfer of share. So you see that I can transmit share. Now in this process of transmission and transfer, that's why you determine if you are removing or adding a shareholder. Do you understand? So this is a very complicated process. In fact, I will not want to bother you, right? So in this process, for those of you who are more interested in this, I have a separate course where I've broken this down. So if you want to transfer share, you have to do it based on either you are transmitting the share, transferring the share, or carrying out a surrender of share. So you must understand which one you want to do before you select whatever option you are ending up selecting. So by the time you transmit a share to the person, to someone else, it means you have added them to be part of the shareholder. And there are some situations whereby the person is maybe no longer the person is late and you want to transfer their share to another person. So there's an option that you must select, right? There are some people that, okay, they're no longer in the business again, they are alive and they are not willing to do business with you again. So there's an option you must also select. So do well to reach out to them. Meanwhile, this process can only be carried out by accredited agents alone. So if you are interested in getting access to us helping you to carry out this process, why not please do well to send us a DM. Our WhatsApp number will be in the description below. Send us a DM and we'll start the process of your removal, addition of directors, directors, shareholders, and PSC. My name is Bola Ezekiel. How this video has actually helped you? If it has, just give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and do well to follow us for more videos like this. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.